Okay, hello everybody. So today we're going to just look at probably the trickiest element of sets that you can get on the junior cert and in your summer test, which will be problem solving with regards to three sets. So before we actually look exactly at problem solving, there's one or two things I just want to talk about. We will be using our book, so you should have page 56 open. We're going to look over question 9 after looking into a little bit of background information. Okay, so I have the same set. I have F, S and G, let's call it France, Spain and Germany. In the first region, I've shaded in, as you will see, the intersection here. And in the second, I've shaded in a similar intersection, but not quite the same. People can get mixed up. People can think they're the same. Okay, of course now they look quite different. You can see that there's two different regions shaded in. But what people will say is this first one is anyone who has been to both France and Spain, including people that have been to Germany as well. So all people that have visited France plus Spain. Okay. Whereas here, the top region, we know it's not the same because we haven't shaded in where the three sets intersect. This is people who have been to France plus Spain. Here's the kicker, but not Germany. And why? Because it is a capital letter. I'm sure your geography and English teachers would want a capital G for Germany. Okay, so with regards to problem solving, you need to know the difference. Okay. Similarly, if I had said, let's use a red marker, okay, France only is just that red region there, where people who have visited France would be 4 regions combined. Okay, so to know the difference between what is being asked exactly. So one of the reasons I wanted to look over this question here is you will be looking at your exam and you will have to copy it onto your own exam booklet unless you've printed it off. You don't need to print it off, and then you will have to do the question. So I'm going to model the question. It's not up here on the board, but you can imagine if this was your exam paper, how you would represent it. So I would suggest you all open up page 56 in your text and test 2 book, and we're going to go through question 9 together. Okay. So the question reads, a survey was taken of a group of 44 students, each of whom was studying one or more of the 3 subjects, history, geography and art. 28 students studied history, 30 studied geography, 22 studied art, 6 studied history only, 15 studied both history and geography, and 3 studied all 3 subjects. So, what I would recommend is that you write down all that information on your sheet. Okay, so I'm just going to move that over. So, what you should write, first line, we had 28 history, okay, which will be all the regions of history, not just history only. Then you would have had 30 studied geography, and we had 22 had studied art. Okay, first 3. The fourth one then was 6 studied history only. So here we go, we've got our history only. 6 studied history only, we'll know where that goes. 15 studied both history and geography. So 15 history and geography, G-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y, and then we had 3 studied all 3. Okay, so we know if it says history and geography, we assume that it's the 2 regions. We would only assume that it's the top 1 region if it was history and geography only, or if it said history and geography but not art. So after we've written down all the information we have, okay, the next important step to do is draw a Venn diagram. Okay, when you're drawing a Venn diagram, make sure it's good sized. Okay, so you have enough regions. Okay, there is no trying to put 9 numbers in there. It's not happening. Okay, depends on how neat your writing is, but it's definitely not happening for me. So I would recommend, as we said, write all 3, and then we have to label the 3 sides. Okay, don't have to do it in a different color. H, G, A. Okay, I could have written HIS, I could have written GEO. H, G, and A is sufficient enough. So, as we said when we were looking at sets back in February time, we have to use all these pieces of information. Okay, and we said that the first region we should always put in a value is a very middle value. So what is important covers all 3. Then we fill in what we know of the regions, the second regions, and then we history, only geography, art, and we fill it out in. Okay, so also important, there's no harm in writing down that we had 44 students, and it did say each of whom studied 1 or more, so there'll be no one outside the Venn diagram, so everyone has to have been in one of them. So we have a total of 44 that will be used as well, and we know that the first number there, 3 studied all 3, so we can put a 3 in. Okay, so we're looking at history and geography. What will be the next one we're going to look at? History and geography will represent the 2 areas. So if the 2 areas combined were 15 minus 3, 12 will go into our region left over. Okay, we've used the 15, we can take it off. Okay. Now we should be looking at geography and art, our history and art. We're looking through our information. By default, we can't actually fill in either of those just yet. But so we're going to look around, we're going to see the next information we'll use is history only. Okay, which will be 6, and we know now we've used our total of 6. So now we have to fill in, but we have 4 left to fill in. History and art will be the next one. Okay, and how we're going to, what we're going to use is we're going to use a 28. So this total here of history, these 4 numbers, and these 3 and another number here will equal 28. So it's going to be 28 minus 6 plus 12 plus 3, 15, 21. So that should be a 7. Okay, actually I'll put it in purple. So we can now take off our history. Okay, reading the question, you can see that we can't fill in the 22 here because we've only 2. We need 3 here, and we can't fill in the geography either. On the bottom of the question it says, let X represent the number of students who studied geography and art but not history. There's a good chance that information will be given to you where to put the X if it's not the middle one, but it's not a guarantee. So we have to realise, hold on a second, the question is telling us that our unknown is going to be the intersection between geography and art, but not history. Now we're going to look at geography had a total of 30. So it's going to be 30 minus 15 minus X. So it's 30 minus 15 plus X. Because that's in a bracket, you're left with 15 minus X. Then with our art, we have a total of 22, which is 22 minus 10 plus x. Because that's in a bracket, 22 minus 10 is 12, and then the minus multiplied by plus is minus x. So we're left with 12 minus x. So that has set up the Venn diagram. Even before I've looked at any of the information, okay, I've just filled in the Venn diagram. In a test, I would suggest just look at what you have, fill in the Venn diagram, and then answering the questions should be quite straightforward then. Okay, so you would let all those totals, sorry, because we've used a 30 and we've used a 22, there's no harm taking off our list. So we've used all 6 values and our total of 44 hasn't been used, but to find x, we will use our total of 44. How that works is we allow everything here to equal 44. I want to take a bit of a shortcut. I know that these 4 regions here equal 28. So rather than write 6 plus 12 plus 3 plus 7, I will write 28 plus, then I'll add these 3 regions. 15 minus x plus 12 minus x plus x equals 44. 28 plus 15 plus 12 plus 28 is 40 plus 15, so you're going to be 55. Minus x is minus 2x. Minus 2x plus 1x is minus x. So it's equal to 44. Minus x equals minus 11. X equals 11. Okay, and that's pretty much how you approach problem solving with 3 sets. And if you're going to do the question out, in your answer booklet, write down the information that is given to you. And don't forget to tick it off as you go along. Okay, because as you know, the test you're going to have this summer, next week, is quite different than if you were to do a question straight onto a booklet. Okay, gentlemen, enjoy that video. And if you have any questions, as always, just send us a message. Thank you very much.